Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to many Akim and Akwat out there who are diligently waiting to be delivered from his final captivity. And today's topic is going to be on, this tweet I found. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you, another lesson. So, I was on Twitter and I saw this random tweet suggested to me. I don't even know who liked it, or anything like that. I don't know what the link was, but anyway, I saw this tweet, and this person said, tweeted, friendly reminder: you don't owe your partner sex. If you're not in the mood, and they can masturbate. You don't owe your body to nobody. Okay, so look at, basically they're saying that if you, for example, there's a man and a woman are in a relationship or whatever, okay, Babylonian standards, okay, not just the standards of the whole Most High, because even if we're going on the standards of the Most High, that's even more so wrong. But looking in both perspectives, that's wrong. What is literally the point of being in a relationship with someone like that if they're not your freaking sister or anything like that? They're not your mother. You're not, that's a pointless thing. Already people talk about how men and women can't be friends. They just can't be just friends. They're going to be doing some stuff. If not, the guy is going to be attempting to pursue to seek sex from that he's in a friendship with, quote unquote. All right, so already this is just wrong on so many different levels. All right, and again, what's the point of being in a relationship with someone if you're not going to get the main I guess feature of being in a relationship? All right, but yeah, of course you got Slocky. Let me touch on one more last point. The thing I want to go in was I forgot to get it in here, but one of the things is it is usually the men, okay, that are pushing out these straight up wicked notions, these freaking female and feminist empowerment stuff, okay, because even I believe I forgot where, but I believe it was a man that had initially started feminism, okay, on top of that, it was the man that was, or I believe the so-called white man that was the one that was pushing it. Oh yeah, Khan Slocky. That is actually it. It was the so-called white man that was making the so-called black women think, oh, we don't need our black men. We can just go do stuff by ourselves and stuff like that. But along with abortions, the target changed from the so-called black women, and instead of, it is affecting the so-called black women, but at the same time it is also affecting the so-called white women, okay, because they had to abolish abortion because the so-called white woman was going and getting abortions at an alarming rate, and it was killing them. It was lessening their population. And Slocky, oh my god, my throat. And it's because of stuff like this that it's because of stuff like that, as well as this, that they're pushing such a wicked vibration out and making things harder, ultimately not just for the so-called black man, but for them as well, the so-called white man as well. And now we see, I guess on Twitter, literally anyone can say anything, regardless of how stupid it is. And we see this right here where he's talking about, if you're a woman, well, not even if you're a woman, just in general. But obviously, we know that it is the woman that's going to say it, because no self-respecting man is going to be like this or be a cuck. Okay, because that's basically what it is. He's basically saying a cuck. Be a cuck. Be a servant to your woman. Which again, that's another thing that they pushed out. Which is if this was said on TikTok, I would be banned, just as I've heard plenty of other anti-feminism people have gotten banned on it. Okay, but moving on, basically, let me go into more of his quote unquote of his points. Okay, he said, so apparently what I said is getting lost on people. If you are not in the mood to have sex today or tomorrow or however long, and your partner feels like they are entitled to your body because y'all are together, they're wrong. You're an individual and have the right to say no. They won't die. So again, now this is a big problem, an even bigger problem, because they're saying if you're not in the mood today, tomorrow, or however long. So basically, if that person says, I never want to, we're in a relationship, yeah, but I never want to have sex with you ever, or I want to have sex with other people instead, but I still want to be in the relationship. And I have heard that. Okay, there was this one woman I heard on a podcast. I don't remember the name. She literally said she was being taken care of this one guy. That one guy A was taking care of her financially, giving her a house. She didn't have to pay rent or anything like that. And then at the same time, guy B was freaking living in that same house that guy A is in, and she is only sleeping with guy B. So the guy who's not providing for her financially, she's having sex with him, but the guy who's providing for her financially is getting cucked. Okay, so this type of behavior is literally what they're pushing. It's what they're pushing there, and what they're trying to push out as the norm. This is the, I guess, agenda. All right, this is dumb. You may be depressed. You may just not feel like it. Whatever the reason is, your no should be respected. Again, they can masturbate and get that same nut off. They will not die simply because this week or month you didn't. Wow, this week or month. But yeah, again, like I said, already he's making it seem, how long. So what if it is a month? What if it turns into a year? What if it turns into a decade? Which I pray, if you're in a relationship with someone for a decade and you just never get to sleep with them, then honestly, you deserve that. You deserve that. All right, then you just let them bitch you like that. Whatever. Anyway, basically, and this is basic, and this is another cop. This is a cop out thing. He's saying that it's really odd that literally any gender could not be in the mood for sex. This literally applies to everyone, but one specific demographic is feeling personally attacked, and saying that they gotta cheat as if they can't be the one who aren't in the mood. Again, I even literally said it before. It is primarily aimed towards women, because women are the ones that are usually primarily saying, oh, I don't feel like it right now, or trying to use sex as a weapon, like, oh, you're not getting anything because you made me mad, or something like that. So again, it is extremely dishonest, and he's trying to point out the few outliers, because obviously, yes, sometimes a guy can say to his woman, oh, I don't feel like it right now, or I'm tired, or whatever. Okay, but primarily it is the women that are withholding sex. And again, it is this guy, men in general that are like him, that are pushing out this wickedness. All right. I think even it's like, I missed one thing that was said in here. They said that they're going to cheat. So yeah, I mean, honestly, at that point it is. But at the same time, let me just get this. This is what is in the scriptures, okay? Exodus chapter 21 verse 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So we're supposed to be able to have, as a man, we're supposed to be able to have as many wives as we want. We're not limited to only one. There's no, this is my soulmate or that type of stuff. Like when you have multiple wives, okay, if one of them is acting like that, then okay, well, fuck you, I'm gonna go to my other one. All right. But at the same time, like, the man still has to take care of them. Yes. But again, it's just, it's a matter of, okay, if one of them is acting sideways, then this is exactly what that's for. If she doesn't want to give it to you, then someone else will give it to you. And that was even in what's it called? In a rap song. I forgot which one. I think Ludacris, one of the Ludacris songs or something like that. Like, the original tweet. Friendly reminder, communicate your sexual preferences ahead of time and don't be surprised if your partners leave if their sexual needs are never being met. Obviously, don't violate your consent for another person, but don't act like sexual compatibility isn't important. Now, she's going to go further into it because obviously everything that she said I don't fully agree with, but for the general message, I definitely agree with what she's saying. Okay. Thankfully, there's nothing too bad in here. If not, I should have probably logged out before I went on here. But this person is Brazzers model. Okay. She's a Brazzers model. So obviously, I think Brazzers is associated with I don't know if I can say the sex work. Okay. So because of that, I guess she's been Slakia. She has more knowledge on this, and she's talking about this, and it's a very surprising thing to see that someone who is someone who you wouldn't normally see as respectful, okay, is actually saying some real stuff, okay, or someone, because obviously I like a sex worker isn't someone that I would want to wife up, but at the same time, like, the fact that she's saying some real stuff, like, it takes a woman being a sex worker for her to make sense and sound sensible. All right, shame, but I guess ironic, I guess, if you want to put a word on it. Anyway, so in this thread, okay, this specific thread, I'm gonna go into it. This person, Nicole, he literally never said anything about sexual compatibility. All he said was you should respect your partner's boundaries if they don't want to have sex that night, and he's right. You really misconstrued this. Okay, so moving on again to the next reply. He then went on to say, if you're never in the mood, it's not your responsibility to satisfy your partner. That all may be well and good. My point is, why still be in the relationship if you're never going to be in the mood, nor do anything to address that? Okay, again, a sensible thing that she said. And then she replies, it is never someone's responsibility to sexually satisfy another person, not even your partner. No means no, not everyone is hypersexual. So, that's basically that's basically it. She doesn't really go further into it or make into a long argument, okay? Because at the end of the day, she said what needs to be said, the main thing. Why are you in a relationship if your needs are never going to be met? You're only going to being in a relationship, the man's supposed to be the slave to the woman, and that is literally it. Like, is that whenever, as I said before, like, there was a guy who was taking care of a woman and her boyfriend, and he wasn't getting anything out of it. Like, he was literally just doing charity work. Okay, so like, this type of stuff is just ridiculous for them to be pushing this stuff out. All right, where is it? And then of course they say it's never someone else's responsibility, even their partner. Okay. But like, as she was saying, like, well, she worded it as, if you're in a relationship, it's supposed to be a two-way street, but she is trying to make it, Nicole is trying to make it as, if someone's in a relationship, then okay, well, they need to respect, okay, if I want to never have sex with you, then that's it. You can't force me to do that stuff. Okay, now let me actually get into the scriptures about this. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 5. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. Now let's go into the NLT, since this is a lot easier to understand. Oops, wrong one. Right here. Again, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 5 in the NLT. Do not deprive each other of sexual relation unless you both agree to refrain from sexual intimacy for a limited time, so you can give yourselves more completely to prayer. Afterward, you should come together again, so that Satan won't be able to tempt you because of your lack of self-control. So now, again, it's the scriptures are even saying, you're not supposed to deprive your partner, be it your husband if you're a woman, or your wife if you're a man. Okay, you're not supposed to deprive them. You can't say, okay, well, you have to say, like, oh, I'm gonna fast and whatnot, so I can't have sex. You have to let them know ahead of time, and she has to be okay with it at that time, through that time period. All right, and vice versa. All right. And then, in addition to that, at the tail end of the verse, it also says that so that when you come together, you don't get tempted by Satan to go cheating and whatnot. Okay, as that's Satan trying to tempt someone, one or the other. All right. So now, let me going back to see if there's anything else I wanted to touch on in her thing, because again, like, for the most part, she was making so much sense. She was right at the end of the day to put things plainly. And part of that involves, okay, hold on. Responsible. Okay. This whole topic is far too nuanced for one-dimensional basic ideas like that. And I don't know if I have time or patience to go over it. We are absolutely at least partly responsible for whatever needs of our partners we agree to take responsibility for, be they sexual, physical, social, etc. If you enter a relationship, part of that coming together is negotiating which of those needs the other will help you meet. There is nothing wrong with this. If part of that involves meeting sexual needs, then if that needs to be changed, that needs to be at least discussed and addressed. That isn't even the point of this original poster was trying to make. They're focused on this weird hyper individualism that involves getting what you need only. Okay. I'll break it down after I'm done reading it. By your logic, if no partner is owed sexual support, then no one owes a depressed partner any emotional, mental support either. Surely you can see how quickly a relationship will evaporate if everyone is focused on themselves and no one ever owes anyone anything. You're in and she was Victoria. Someone else replies to this and says, "You're in sex work and don't understand the concepts of communication and respecting boundaries, and you're comparing getting sex to supporting a mentally ill person." Okay, now, so Slakia, because now I'm actually mad. This is, I actually saw someone say this. Okay, as a matter of fact, I literally just took off my headphones because of how angry I was. Okay, so now I want to say, for context to what I'm about to say on this. Okay, I saw someone post. Let me get it out instead, okay? Give me 1 second. Bear with me, all right? Because I'm actually angry. And fuck it. Let me go over here. Now let's go. DBF. Oh my God. DBFZ. Let's search that right quick, okay? Where is it? Right here. All right. Now, let's read what this says. Well, no. Let me give you the context. This person, okay, was talking to some girl or whatever, okay, and she said that she identifies as a dog. All right. Now, in light of that, there have been times where people say, "Oh, I identify as a attack fighter jet or whatever. I identify as a woman, even though I'm a man. I identify as a man, and all this type of shit." Okay. She's saying she identifies as a dog, okay, and apparently in line with that, she thinks it's okay to go fuck dogs or something like that, okay. But the thing to understand is that the hypocrisy in these people, because when they think it's okay to identify as the letter X or something like that, and then they're all everyone in support, the what's it called, the liberal community is all in support of that and saying, "Oh yeah, you identify as a attack fighter jet or whatever like that." And then now when someone is taking it to another level and it actually makes sense by their logic, it actually makes sense, then it becomes a problem, and then they're just saying dumbass stuff to contradict the logic that they already established. Let's read this, okay? From whatever you guys can see. Lily, we must talk. What's up? So, do you actually think dogs can consent? Obviously not verbally. And they leave out a whole bunch. They leave some stuff out clearly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess if it makes you feel better, I would never force myself onto a dog ever. That's not okay, IMO, in my opinion, and feels beyond wrong. I'm more so just interested in them. Okay, let me not fucking say that because that's disgusting. And pause because I almost said that. I was defending what happened in that post because I tend to imagine myself as the dog and would help to make me feel happy, if that makes sense. It's hard to expect normal things from a brain that's this abnormal. I hope you are at the very least understand me a bit better and don't think I'm just some sort of mad rapist, because I would really hate that. Okay, whatever. Yeah. I'm not gonna freaking say the filler. Lily, you want to have sex with dogs. Sorry that I feel some type of way about that. And oh my God, honestly, this type of stuff is just pissing me off. Why can't we just forget that? What does that have to do with me as a person, as your friend? It shouldn't even be a consideration. It's not like you're going to be having sex with me, so who cares? You're really gonna throw everything away we had because of this, blah blah. Dog fucking equals bad. I don't know how you don't see this is a huge deal. Probably because I'm like a dog and stuff, and this is literally like homophobes being absolutely devastated that their friend is gay to me. So, thank you. I probably could have freaking gone to that if I had remembered it prior. Now, she's just said she identifies as a dog, and she made a very perfect analogy, okay? This person is saying, because you want to have sex with dogs and whatnot, you need to stop. You're wrong. You're bad. You're mentally ill and whatnot. And then she says she identifies as a dog, and then she puts out the same thing. Like, okay, so say for example, let's change it. Okay, if this was two guys and the guy A, Ollie, whatever, said, hey, you like getting fucked in the ass by dude, and then she's like, and then the dude's like, yeah, yes, why does it matter? Like, why you want to talk about it? Like, let's just stay friends and blah blah blah. It's literally the same thing, okay? But that logic, it makes sense. It makes sense in the sense of arguing with them. But when they want to, when okay, when you that, then that's when things go out of nowhere, out of left field. So let's look at his response. You do not just compare being gay to wanting to fuck dogs. So they have literally no logic, no explanation, no nothing towards what the really good analogy that they give. Okay. So yeah, that is basically that. I just wanted to bring it up because I literally just saw it not too long ago. All right, now, over here, okay, this person is saying you're in sex work and don't understand the concept of communication and respecting boundaries, and you're comparing getting sex to supporting a mentally ill person. Okay, right there, they're saying this woman, Brooklyn, whatever, I don't know what her name is. Brooklyn said that in a relationship, if you are not owed sex, it could potentially go into, and I heard this I heard that people, a lot of famous, there was one famous person who took this to an extreme. Okay, but like that's beside the point. Getting back on point, she said, if you think you are not owing them sex, okay, because that's what it's in a relationship, and she even lists all that, sexual needs, emotional needs, physical needs, social needs. Like if you don't need to talk to your partner, number one, if you don't need to physically be there for your partner, if you don't need to care about your partner's emotions, then that means that also leads into you don't need to give your partner sex, okay, which you need all this stuff, okay. And that is the funny thing about it is it actually does make sense, because if you go into one territory, all right, where does that line draw? Where does that line stop? How does that logic not make sense when you're choosing to cherry pick stuff? And then when people are following the same line of logic, okay, if you're following that same line of logic, then why is one thing okay but not the other? Okay, and then she's not even saying that they're a mentally ill person. It's just anyone could literally have any problems, whether they be minor, major, or just, there's one thing in my head and I'm just feeling bad about it, depressed. Okay, I knew one guy who left his girlfriend because she was depressed, and it wasn't even that serious, because now she's doing, I guess, relatively better than before, and the guy is dead. Okay, so it really isn't just a matter of, and well, she actually said it because, like, what's it called, if the relationship becomes about, what can I get out of this, only I need something, then it just becomes about themselves, and it's not a real relationship. Okay, and moving on to this one, Mistress BTC, whatever. And did you really have to post from a client-facing page advertising content on a okay? Okay, strange, but hold on. Oh well, that's basically it. I don't even know if that's gonna be. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that this is not. Okay, cool. Suck it. Just making sure that the thing, it didn't have anything bad on it. So, but yeah, that's basically. Oh, what right here. Literally nowhere in that thread did he say never in the mood. In fact, later on he clarifies which with specific time frames like week or and month. He's absolutely talking about periods of low sex drive and not always having a low sex drive. So over here, like as I read and she pointed out, he said today, tomorrow, or however long. Well, whatever. That's basically we have the main thing about it. That's basically the main thing. I just thought it was a very powerful thing coming from someone who is a sex worker. Okay. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 18. There be 3 things which are too wonderful for me, yea, for which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a maid. Let me get the NLT version. Okay, NLT is sometimes good, when you just don't understand stuff. But I definitely thought that this was something that I needed to be shared because my brother actually showed me, in some cases the NLT is better at helping you understand certain stuff. Like if you don't understand like these old English phrases in the KJV. But reading again, Proverbs 30 verse 18. There are 3 things that amaze me. No, 4 things that I don't understand. How an eagle glides through the sky. How a snake slithers on a rock. How a ship navigates the ocean. How a man loves a woman. Okay, so that one of the things that is very beautiful, very powerful, or is loved by that's lovely, I guess, is the way a man loves a woman. Okay, so between a man and a woman, a man and his wife, okay, is a very beautiful thing. Okay, and the way a lot of times the way a man it will express his love is in many different ways, shapes and forms. Okay, one of the things is how a man will protect his woman. A man will buy his woman stuff, even though it's not all men like to do that. As they feel like to get used and whatnot, but to each his own. If that's how a man wants to show his love to his woman, that's him. And finally, I guess, well, at the end of the day, yeah, just sex, because that is one of the main what's it called? What's the word? Usages, okay, of sex and being in a relationship. All right, so again, it is a very beautiful. Not this. It is a very beautiful thing to be in a relationship and be with your wife, okay, and have sex with your wife, because that's what the Lord. Let me get that actually. I forgot the Slocky. I forgot the wording. of it. Oh, right here. Slakia, bear with me. The thing is lagging. Oh. No wonder. Okay, well. Unfortunate. Alright, well. Okay, well, it's fine. Matthew chapter 21, verse 31. Whether of them twain did the will of the father of his father, they say unto him, the first. YAHAWASHI said unto them, verily I say unto you, that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of Yahweh before you. Okay, and this is the reason why this is so powerful, because again, like we basically saw this. We basically saw this in, this tweet, how this guy, okay, unfortunately a Jake, probably more than likely a 2/3, okay, is saying and pushing this stuff out. He literally is, trying to say, you don't have to give sex, and you can make your, even though you're in a relationship, you can make your partner sex deprived, okay? And that's a very horrible thing to even say and to even fathom. All right, but just the fact that he's a 2/3 Jake man said that, and then you have an Edomite woman saying that he is wrong. Okay, that is crazy. But not even just an Edomite woman, but a literal sex worker that had to, had to lay with so many different men. All right, like that's actually crazy. And I even heard what's it called? Well, no, even right here it says 21:31. Verily I say unto you that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of Yahweh before you. So one of the first people, okay, are the harlots. Are one of the first groups of people to be delivered. Okay, well, not first groups of people, but basically people that are actually repented. Okay, now let me get this other I don't know how to spell. No wonder. Over here, Matthew chapter 9. Verse 10. And it came to pass, as Yahushua sat at meat in the house, behold, many publicans and sinners came and sat down with him and his disciples. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto his disciples, why eateth your master with publicans and sinners? But when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, that they be whole need not a physician. They that be whole, physician, but they that are sick. Those that are, sick, quote unquote, it also translates into those that need repentance, those that need to be saved. He did not come, right here, verse 13. But go ye and learn what that meaneth. I will have mercy and not sacrifice, for I am not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. Okay, he didn't call the right. Yahawashi didn't come for the righteous. He came for the sinners to repentance. Okay, and again, and understanding how that is a very powerful and beautiful thing. Like a woman that is an harlot, okay, that went and did all that wickedness, and then now realizes oh my God, like what have I done? I was so wrong, and then just like is trying to make things right and correct herself. Okay, that's a very powerful and beautiful thing, honestly. Okay, so Yahawashi came to bring sinners to repentance. All right, and at the end of the day, we are trying to bring the sinners to repentance as well. That's what the prophets are for. All right, and with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. And with that, I want to say shalom.